drinking. And,
Well, that's why I asked him. I said, was it
Well-
drinking or something? He said no.
well,
But I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Something.
he said he was wild. I don't know
Right.
sure whether he was messing around with prostitutes or
Well, who knows what?
taking dope or drugs or.
Hmm.
Anyhow, I think the place where he was murdered was a bad part of Memphis. I believe.
Oh, really?
What they call it?
Yeah.
And so what was he doing there in that bad part of Memphis?
I
Looking
have
for
no
dope?
idea. Nobody will ever know.
Hanging out.
Well, let's see. How old was? Let's see. This was in 1961.
That's the year after Jim was
You don't
born.
know when he was born?
Yeah, roughly. How old was he? I mean, was he probably still a pretty young man then, you think?
Well,
I think then Ed said he was about 15 years younger than he is.
I'll tell you, when he was born,
I mean, was this already in the twilight of his career, or was he just
No,
kind of
no.
starting out?
Well, the one that mugged him probably didn't know it was a doctor and all that stuff.
Well, it sounds like he wasn't a doctor anymore.
Yeah. But he had nothing personal probably against him.
Mm. Hmm.
he was born on November 28th of 1915.
1915. So 61, 51. So he was 46 when this happened.
So he was a young man.
He's pretty young. Pretty young.
But he surely wasn't still an intern when he was doing that.
Right. So he was probably right at the pinnacle of his career, really, when this happened, and then he was done. So to take away his livelihood when he was 46, yeah, he could have flipped out, right?
Yep, I wouldn't be surprised what that started off. But I don't know. I just,
Right. But well, this is now we're peeling back the onion now. We're getting a little more pieces of this as we talk about it. Now, this is the first time I ever heard that it was in a bad area of Memphis.
well,
And Mom knew that, and she was withholding that
she was only
information.
that.
She was withholding that information.
So that must mean that
She just wasn't volunteering.
That means there's probably more that she knows.
Wasn't exactly withholding it. She just didn't volunteer it.
Nobody asked me.
Nobody asked me.
Weren't you asking her a lot?
You know,
Yeah, I was asking her to reveal anything she knew, and she clammed up.
That's too general a question. Be more specific.
Now, what about A.G. Sullenberger? He never got in any trouble, huh? Was he?
No, I think he was a respected doctor. That lived in Pine Bluff all his life, I believe.
Well, he grew up in Camden, and after he graduated from
Well,
medical school, he lived in
It
Pine
says
Bluff.
it's, Tiny was born in Pine Bluff.
Well, at that time, see, he was older.
As he was older.
When I knew them, when I was alive and knew them, they all lived in Camden.
Where does it say that Tiny was born in Pine Bluff?
On my personal ancestry.
Oh, okay. It doesn't say that in.
His dad was to work for the railroad. I wonder if that's the one we took up to Brinkley. It was Cotton Belt. And we changed in Brinkley.
Well,
What do you mean the one you took up there? You took when was somebody
the
up?
same railroad, I guess.
Rock Island.
No, I think Cotton Belt's the one that went to Campbell, wasn't it?
Or Poplar Bluff. No, Camden.
No, that was, Missouri Pacific was Poplar Bluff.
Right.
It was either the Cotton Belt or the Rock Island. I'm pretty sure it was Cotton Belt went to Campbell. Do you remember if I took the Cotton Belt, I wound up getting in Campbell like at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Could you imagine arriving in a town of 300 people at 2 in the morning?
Mm.
And the whole town is just one little square, getting off and walking home.
How far did you have to walk? You didn't have to walk too far, huh?
Oh, probably half mile.
And you lived in like a little tiny house there or something, right?
Well,
You were running a
at
little
the
house?
time I was taking that back and forth, I lived with a roommate in somebody else's house, roomed and boarded there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did you
it was
get,
probably,
did you get kitchen privileges?
no, they furnished the meals.
Margaret always likes to hear that term, kitchen privileges.
Everybody out of the kitchen.
No,
Kitchen privileges.
when we married, see, we got a room in Brooklyn that had kitchen privileges.
Well, Margaret's listening. We got a room in Brooklyn that had kitchen privileges.
We got to use the kitchen before or after the owners did,
Dickie Diamond?
right?
I've forgotten, where did we eat? Did we sit there in the kitchen and eat?
I think we could either eat in the kitchen or take it back to our room, I guess, but I think we ate in the kitchen. I think they had a set time for dinner, and then when they got through, we would eat, or vice versa.
Vera and Dick Diamond.
And the little boy that was Dickie, right?
Uh-huh.
And
Every night when
he would
the
usually get a
husband-
spanking every night.
He would usually get a spanking every night.
Why?
Well, every night when his daddy came home, his daddy always rode a motorcycle home.
His daddy rode a motorcycle, really?
He worked at the harbor, or the
Mhm.
deck, the dock or something.
He was a longshoreman.
He was a pretty husky guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every
A
night
nice guy.
when he came home, Vera had Dickie all day, and she would tell him all the misbehaving or the bad things Dickie would do. We could hear him in the living room. His daddy said, "What did you do?" And he'd say what he did.
And then he would get a
He
spanking.
usually gets spanking.
Margaret, you've lived a pretty good life.
A sheltered life.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Margaret's ever been spanked. I dropped you down the stairs a couple of times, but other than that, I didn't
Huh?
spank you. I dropped her down the stairs a couple of times.
Threw her off the balcony.
Sure. Speaking of that, tell me about the time that I fell off.
The stairs,
Yeah, didn't I fall off something once?
Yeah,
you sure did.
over on North Oak Street.
515 North
I
Oak.
went out of the kitchen and there was a little porch and some steps went down out in the backyard. And you fell off the little porch and landed in some bushes.
Did you hear that,
So
Margaret?
all you got was some scratches.
Yeah, I was in the kitchen doing something, and I heard Mama's my grandmother saying, like that. And then
Like when
my
you think-
mother ran to the door, and I ran to the door, and it was you. So Howard came home real fast, and we took you to the doctor. And luckily, it was, if you hadn't landed in the bushes, you could have landed on the grass, or maybe rocks, or anything.
Like
We-
me,
we've
when
taken
I
you
fell
down
like
there to
that,
see
I
it.
got my hair cut off.
Some blacks live there now, but I think we've taken you down there.
Some blacks live in that house now. Margaret gets a kick out of the blacks.
It was a single house, but when grandmother got married, she and Howard wanted, somebody had to take care of Mama and Nan, so they got this single house and they made it into a duplex. Mama and Nan lived downstairs, because they wouldn't have to walk upstairs, and Mother and Howard and Patsy and I lived upstairs. And that's why we all lived together.
And Mama and Nana had kitchen privileges? Or did they have their own
They had their
kitchen?
own kitchen.
It was half their house and half our
Oh.
house, or half grandmother's
They
house.
had their own kitchen.
And their own living room and their own bath. There are 2 bathrooms downstairs, but 1 upstairs. And then Mama rented that front bedroom with its private bath.
Rented out
Kitchen privileges?
rented it out to other people?
Yeah, a lot of soldiers were there then.
Huh.
Several soldiers and their wives would live there.
That's where I used to sleep when I would
Yeah.
come down and see her.
There's a picture of you on that bed.
In fact, when you and I got married, we would come down would sleep in that front.
Yeah, this
Bedroom.
woman rented that.
Now, what about 113 West Lafayette in Fayetteville?
It is no more.
Yeah, but did you guys used to rent that out to lots of people? I mean, like Clyde was renting it out to Conrad and everybody. I mean, do you guys?
When I was growing up,
Yeah.
My mother and dad and Hadley and Sherman Jr. and I lived in what was Clyde's living room and kitchen
Mm-hmm.
and up in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
That was our
Yeah.
area. And then Garrett and Reba lived in where Conrad was.
Next door.
And then sometimes the 2 rooms downstairs we rented out to students.
2 rooms. You mean?
There was a kitchen and a bedroom.
Okay, so I consider that one room. All right. What? You rented out the kitchen and then you rented it to one person and the bedroom to somebody else. All right. There was one apartment down there in the
That's what I
basement.
meant.
Okay.
Remember you told me
It
what
had
happened,
this entrance on the
Right.
from downstairs.
Right.
that Reba's leg went through the ceiling upstairs, and you could see it downstairs.
No, Reba was hiding Christmas presents up in the attic, which did not have the fortune of it didn't have a floor.
Mm-hmm.
And she was over where it didn't have a floor and slipped off the floor joist
Planks. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and her foot came right through the ceiling.
Right through the ceiling. Oh.
We were all sitting in the living room.
And that was a dirty. Is that how you first found out about the dirty ankles?
Dirty ankles.
Didn't she have dirty ankles?
Reba?
Yeah.
Not that I know of.
I thought that was the lady you always said had dirty. She wore moccasins and had dirty ankles.
But she wore
What are you
moccasins.
talking about?
Don't you remember that, Mom?
I don't remember the dirty ankle part.
I thought I remember you always talking about that she had. Well, you always wore moccasins and she had dirty ankles.
So what?
Oh well. Maybe I forgot. That's
She was a pretty hard working lady.
Reba.
She's the one, we were out on the farm, and Dad and Clyde were working, spraying the apple orchard. You know, you have to spray them half a dozen times before the apples ever
Mm-hmm.
come on to kill the bugs and the worms
Mm-hmm.
that eat the apples. And that's a big job. And you have a big spray rig that has a big tank that has the chemicals you spray
Mm-hmm.
and has a gasoline driven engine that keeps the thing stirred and
Right.
pumps the pressure of the spray with.
Right.
And you had the spray guns that you sprayed the trees with. And something was always going wrong because we didn't have any money to spend to buy anything new.
Yeah.
So we're always repairing things. And the spray gun was like a thin tube or pipe
Right.
made up in sections with a nozzle on the end of it and a valve handle
Yeah.
on it. And Clyde had that all laid out. He was repairing it and cut a section out that had a leak in it, so it was spraying all
Right.
and had it all lined up to solder it back together, lined up in front of the
Yeah.
fireplace, and was heating his solder iron in the fireplace. And just get ready to solder it, and Reba, I can't remember what it was she went for, but one of her children, I think, were about to get over and disturb what Clyde was working on. And in the process of grabbing the child, she kicked the whole spray thing in the fireplace all in the living room.
Oh.
Clyde was fit to be tied.
Clyde. Margaret, do you remember Clyde?
No.
She doesn't.
We still have some of his $2 checks that's sitting in my drawer. Those still have not cleared. What if we deposited those now? Would they bounce?
It'd be just like Seinfeld and his grandmother.
Right.
That bank is probably gone already.
Could be.
Probably on the McElroy Bank, which is no longer